Kubor ka Batisi TV. Lawan Rashapi da ka Frank Motors. I am Tata Punch. Price starting at 5.80 lakhs. Ringkat bat ka net foodish. Ordar mapi nginwan ra amangi hakir dobyeng jongpi.
Shnong ki balatip kum ki Census town nang ni syakmat kin sayo Jingmyntoi hadian bau menteri rang ba ka jelau Konrad kongkal sangma hagasngi baar ka khat artarik unaitung arajar arpuar ulapan menapai ba naga mentaban pentrekam ya skim Mahatma Gandhi Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme. Hagajing pen menapai ba ya kan skim ban pentrekam syagi Census town hagajing yalang ka palalong ha State Convention Center ya ka palapalong daga State Rural Employment Society harengkat kajing itray lang bat ka office jong ka Deputy Commissioner ka East Sales District lasaki lang daw Menteri Ketenat Community and Rural Development uba Hamlet Sandoling uba lalongkum sembut kongsan ki MLA bat ki MDC bat kuntup ru ya ki rang ba Shnong jong ki dorba Shnong ki bahap hapo ki Census town
Chief Star jungi unla ban lodge no ya de ka program krang ba ma phiru Shnong ba haba ko ka Census town ba menshwa Hemjua ban terkam ya MG scheme be menta pada pesio ban terkam do ya kene ke MGN REGA dikene kelong ke ba sultanat nakliang jongi baru sebenarnya cukup play ke bakerpang nam tau chimsar hapne ke babon ba ke je kendo bat ke ministry ngim chimla yo ya ke jumpa man ka por beli Delhi nakliang jong chimsar nakliang jonga ya kendo ya ke official je ministry ban bodin be hlor ke benta namar ni suthu ngai jiwa bani kendan buon bagi nomi khmat ki ong nile kunu bagi na urban program scheme na rural program scheme ki buon kisong kisa kimyo ya ki ba per nyimla machuskap nyimla machong kumto jana gado ni hapan trace ba ikam kajongi ba kajing pasang jongi kam chimlong kal gole dei hakaban liang jo minister la tho sti personally sanga ba ba ila berbeteng ya kini ke scheme ban mereka mempo kini Shnong ki bahapa po ka Census town dikene klong ke ke ba sokman ba kalong ru ke ba so yo shibone jum ton ba jopi ki Shnong ba boros kata pujio e scheme rimenta kumlong mane pinyo shibon ba ki development apa Shnong jopi lang ba ki scheme ba sapwer kalong ba ki Nongshong Shnong ru ki yo ru e Jingmyntoi leng ba ke scheme dia nak daw nakliang juma ga karpan bakandon ka jing trilang nakliang jongpi ki Shnong ba per rebat office jungi video kami gelapan penerkam ya kena scheme harto bre kamera ka Jingmyntoi namta Shnong thao ki jongi but shwagan shong before I check my seat I would like also to make one appeal to Chief Minister that now since MGNRGA can be implemented in Census town. So I would request the Honorable Chief Minister to see and make sure that even the JGM also should be implemented in the Census town. Because as of now, JGM cannot be implemented in Census town. In my constituency, Nongshong, Umlaka, and Laosotun, they cannot implement JGM because they fall under Census town. Since MG is applicable in Census town, so I feel we should take this advantage and we should go ahead and urge the Chief Minister to aggressively take up the matter so that JGM scheme also can be implemented in all the Census town so that the maximum the benefit will be to our people.
Of this ambiguity in the actual classification of census towns, neither were the census towns able to receive urban schemes, nor were you able to get rural schemes. So you were neither here or neither there. And that was a great disadvantage because we were not able to get the kind of development programs and schemes that other sections of society and other areas were receiving. And therefore, this simple clarification which was given by the Government of India, which simply says that MGNREGS is applicable to for rural areas only. And to the extent the census towns have not been notified as urban area or as cantonment area, hence the MGNREGS can operate in the census towns. It was just a simple line, but this has now changed the entire dynamics of how MGNREGA will be implemented in the census towns. And I'm very happy, and I must say I'm satisfied to see today that a very important issue which I have been communicating and discussing with all of you. So many of you have met me personally. Many local leaders have met me personally, demanding that this should be clarified and the census towns should get the MGNREGA. It is with a great sense of satisfaction today that I stand here that Government of India has agreed to give the census towns the MGNREGA benefit and the scheme. And as you are aware, and you heard from the Honorable Minister as well as from our Principal Secretary, that Meghalaya has been an exceptionally well-performing state when it comes to MGNREGA. So in 2017, we had started off with a budget of, well, not started off, but we had reached a budget of roughly about 500 to 600 crores, which we used to spend under MGNREGA. And within a matter of 4.5 years today, that amount of utilization has jumped from 500, 600 crores today to 1,600 crores. That's the amount of additional expenditure taking place in terms of the money going to the people of the state and in terms of the infrastructure being created at the grassroots level because of the implementation of this scheme. And as was being mentioned by our Principal Secretary, the Assam MGNREGS budget is roughly around 2,200 crores. So you can imagine a state which is almost 10 times as big as us has a budget of MGNREGS just about 400-500 crores more than us. It just reflects on how the MGNREGA performance has grown leaps and bounds in the state of Meghalaya, and we are today one of the best performing states in MGNREGA, and we would want that benefits of these should reach more and more of our population. Another very important aspect of the entire MGNREGA movement has been the entire focus on rural areas. Now, a lot of you might think that MGNREGA just one day started performing excellently well. It's not so simple. The conclusion or the end result was that MGNREGA started doing well. But a lot of work went into achieving what we have today. In fact, our Principal Secretary, for the past 5 years, 6 years, he has been traveling from every village to block, and he may be, I think, one of the few officers who has gone to every block. He has seen almost every village. There's 6,000 villages, it's not easy. But him and his team have taken the initiative to travel to the blocks and see the villages and the blocks. And this has changed the perspective on how we move forward. Just to give you an idea, it was after the visits that were made by the team that they realized that we need a water policy. So when we visited the villages, I say we because I also visited some. I don't take credit that I visited all. But I visited some blocks. I had started a program called Block to Block. And this was a program under the CM office. We could not carry it forward because of COVID. But wherever around 7, 8 or 9 blocks that I had visited, we realized that water policy was critical. Hence the MGNREGA's work and all the work that we did at the grassroots led us to making the water policy. We also realized when we moved to these villages that the representation of women was very less in the MGNREGA's committees. So we are one of the first few states to have women reservation of 50% in the committees of the Mgnregs. And today, as we speak, from a mere 200 secretaries in different VECs, today we have almost close to 2,500 women who are secretaries in different VECs, and that reflects on the equality and also the overall gender participation in important decisions being made at the grassroots level. We also realize that we need to strengthen the different rural livelihood programs that are running. So in 2017-18, when we had just taken over, there was a scheme called the NRLM scheme. And through that scheme, approximately about close to 3,000 or 4,000 self-help groups had been made, and about 20 crores had been dispersed to them. But after making these movements, we realized that we must do more in terms of the self-help group movement. And today, after 4 years of work, I'm happy to inform you that from 4,000, today we have 41,000 self-help groups in the state. That means almost close to 4 lakh women are connected to self-help groups. In these last 4 years, from 20 crores being dispersed to self-help groups, we have today dispersed 380 crores to different self-help groups throughout the state. This is a kind of impact that is happening at the grassroots level, and this has happened because of the extensive work that the team has done, the BDOs have done, the CNRD department has done in order to reach out to the rural areas. So therefore, a lot of things are happening in the rural areas, and today this is one more step forward to ensure that the inclusiveness of development in terms of every section of society and in terms of areas should get the benefit of this scheme. I'm very happy today that we have finally been able to achieve this, and I must thank our Honorable Minister, our team of the Rural Development Department, and most importantly, our Honorable Minister, Government of India, who very graciously accepted this argument and this entire logic that the census towns were being left out and they were not getting the development, and there were a large section of them are still agriculture-based economy, and hence we should include them. And after great discussion and efforts, I'm happy that he accepted the argument and they have now included the census villages.